Notre Dame, that we'll see if we're able to kind of implement some of it here. I'm sure some, maybe not others, depending on what our guys do best. But I just thought about CJ because it's a fresh start, a new set of eyes on him, and I think it's an opportunity to be multiple and use him at what he does best, you know. And so that's the exciting thing, you know, when you really study what Coach Patricia has done in the past, is he likes to take like, okay, who are our players, and then let's build it around those guys. And I think CJ has had a hell of a winter, and I think he's one of those guys. So I'm excited to see how we get creative and use them when we get to the spring.
Does that mean you see kind of be like Flo as more of an edge defender, kind of differently than you guys?
I think he has that. I think that's exactly what kind of like potential CJ has, is the ability to, you know, get on the edge, move around. The nice thing about that is that you're not handicapped just with CJ doing one thing off the edge. I think you have the ability, because he understands conceptually zone drops, linebacker terminology, right? You can get really creative with how you use him. But I think he definitely needs to be utilized more as a just go after the quarterback and go be disruptive and go attack.
Is he going to be in your room, James? Do you know?
I don't know. I'll find out on Monday when we get back.
What about Matt as a leader of you guys as coaches? How's he all fit with you guys, and how are you seeing that? And how'd you feel about the hire?
I mean, I love the hire. I've had a lot of respect for Coach Patricia. Heck, ever since he worked me and Marcus out back here in we were joking about that when he first was in the interview process. It's kind of how fast time goes, but I'm really excited just to continue to learn. Like I said, like it's funny because there's some terminology that when I was at Notre Dame you can use, and I can at least speak some of his language with what he's called things before, and you're trying to morph everything together, right? With things that we've done, with what he knows what to do. Like it's a lot, and but he's been incredible with. I think the staff. He's very organized. He's detailed. You'll have constant and clear communication. You know what I mean? Hey, we're going to get together at this time and boom, and like you're just efficient and you're rolling. And it's been a lot. Like when you're come from outside and you come back into it, and you have to try to catch them up on the recruiting boards, and you know, like you have a lot of these conversations. Okay, what are we looking for at these positions now? You know, like, how do you see it? Because you know, under one coordinator, you might see, hey, the Mike linebacker needs to be this, and then under this coordinator, well, I think the Mike backer needs to be this. You know, like, so you have to have those conversations at every position, and you just kind of keep going through. And but I'm just excited to learn. I think the more systems. I mean, look, played the system here in college, played the system under Steve Spagnuolo, played the system under Tim Walton, played the system under Greg Williams, Dennis Allen, coached under Al Golden, and then Jim Noel. Like every one of those, there's like different terminology for everything. So you're learning a different language, calling things. You know what I mean? There's concepts, and I think you just kind of collect over time what you think is really good stuff, and how you do stuff maybe a little different. And I'm just really excited to learn from Matt, who's had a ton of success.
He seemed very excited over there talking to be here.
Yeah.
Coaching college, which is whatever, so long. What's his personality like with you guys, and what do you see?
He's been great. I mean, his energy is incredible. He's very, he's authentically excited to be back in college football. You could tell there's like a yearning to get back to like the why you got into coaching, right? Is to impact young people. It's to impact and teach the game of football. And so the few times he's been in front, you know, kind of like talking to the guys, you can sense like he's excited to just teach ball. You know what I mean? And kind of ironically, like, you know, similar to a lot probably with the things that Chip said last year, right? You kind of get back and you're like, man, I'm just excited to. And so he has that excitement. He's done a phenomenal job, I think, of getting to know the players. Just kind of like walking around versus like popping in, making sure that he's in front of them and they get to know him and he gets to know them, and it's a lot. Like you can imagine when you come in, you have all these guys, right? And you're trying to learn all these guys, trying to learn the recruiting, trying to learn the staff, trying to learn dynamics. Like it's a lot, but he's handled it really well, and you know, he's an old school ball coach, so he's a grinder, so he's doing a really good job.
James, Sonny's probably not going to need to do much this spring. How much more can you get done with the young guys?
I'm not telling him that. Sonny's got to do a lot.
But in terms of, Ryan Day already said, you know, 50%, 75% or whatever. But how much more can you get done with the young guys when you're not worried too much about the senior?
Yeah, I think, I mean, you're always just looking for competition, well, especially like in spring ball. I mean, that's what it's all about, right? You're trying to have, it's so cliche, but it's true, like the iron sharpens iron mentality of you want your room to be super competitive to where, hey, the guy in front of me makes a play, dang, my next set of 4 plays, I gotta go out there, I gotta be on point, right? And it's a constant driving of the room forward. And so, yeah, if Sonny gets 50 or how many reps off, 50% or whatever coach said, then that means more opportunity for somebody else to play, right? And so does that mean more for Arvell? Is that scheme flexibility with Arvell? Are we moving Peyton Pierce around? Is that TJ Riley? You like all these guys, Stove, we're all going to get more reps, which I think is great. That's what you got to do at this point in the season. But I think, yes, there's still stuff that the thing that I love about Sonny is that he's going to be clawing to try to get those reps because he's a true pro, and that's been the most enjoyable thing about, I think, working with him is like you get a kid who's played safety his whole life, comes to backer, and he just wants to learn the why behind everything. And very similar to the fact of Cody, like when you have guys who are that easy to work with, you're not trying to you're not worried about texting anybody in our room about coming over and trying to learn ball. You know what I mean? Like where you at, they're obsessed with the game of football. They're always around when they're not at class. So it's like, it makes it really easy as a coach because their passion for the game is so strong.
You mentioned CJ in terms of